Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV. On today's video, I am going to be talking about the next month ahead for Spurs and what a huge month it is for Thomas Frank. Make or break. I mean, it may not even last a month. Let's see what happens. Before we get into the video, guys, please do me the honor of liking, of subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell notification so you know when all of my content is about to drop. Guys, I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. But for me, listen, it's the day after Boxing Day. Christmas is done. I'm thinking ahead to the new year and to Tottenham Hotspur and a massive month for Spurs and for Thomas Frank. But will he last it? Will we get through it? Will he get backed? And will we get the results that take us back up the table? Because there's no doubt we are languishing now, and a couple more defeats, we really could. I know it's crazy to say, we could be in a relegation battle. Guys, drop a comment in. Let me know what you think. Is this a massive month for Spurs? Is Frank going to last the season, or has he got a couple of games to save his Tottenham job? And will Spurs back him in the January transfer window? Let's have a look at the fixtures that Spurs have got coming up, because I think it's a really tough run of games for Tottenham. If we look at them, Crystal Palace, of course, tomorrow. Huge game, really tough. You know, we lost their last season, I think. Pretty certain we lost their last season 1-0. And then Brentford away, another tough away game. Frank going back to Brentford. Brentford, not great away from home, but very good at home. So Spurs are going to be tested, no doubt about that. Two tough games for Tottenham coming up in the next 3 or 4 days. And then, of course, we have Sunderland at home, which if you had asked me before the season started, I'd have said it's a home banker. Right now, the way Sunderland are playing and the way Spurs are playing at home, I just don't know. Bournemouth away, another tough game, another ground we didn't win at last season, and we always struggle at just recently. And then, of course, it is the big one for me. It is the big one. It is Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Just take those games alone. By the 10th of January, Tottenham could be in serious trouble. You know, we could lose all of those games. Effectively, we could lose all of those games. But on the same side of the fence, we could win them. We could win them, right? Because they are winnable games. You know, we are Tottenham Hotspur. Crystal Palace is winnable. Brentford's winnable. Sunderland is more than winnable. And Bournemouth is winnable. 4 teams that you would think Spurs are better than in general. But recent form would tell you otherwise. Of course, Bournemouth stuffed us at Tottenham earlier on in the season. Brentford we beat, but it's always a tough game at Brentford. Brentford very good at home. And Palace really good at home as well. They beat us there last season. And in fact, I think they beat us at the Lane as well last season. So Palace did the double over us last year. It's going to be a really, really tough game. And mixed into that Aston Villa FA Cup game. And, you know, by then, Frank could be really under pressure and losing the FA Cup and go out of our last chance of winning a trophy. And Frank, for me, could be out of a job. And also, we look at the league table and we look at where Spurs are now, down at 14th place on 22 points. We lose to Palace and we really are then starting to struggle. Already 4 points behind Palace. If we were to lose after 18 games to be 7 points behind Crystal Palace, that would be a shocking start to the season for Spurs. Guys, I don't know. I think this is going to be a really tough game. Palace at the weekend, you know, they're not great, but we are without Christian Romero. Of course, that one game could lead to more with the FA charging him for improper conduct. Crazy. And of course, Xavi Simons already out for 3 games. And with the injuries we have to Kulu, to Maddison, to all our kind of attacking flair, we are going to struggle, I think, at Palace. If we get anything out of that game, I think it would be a fantastic result. Guys, drop a comment and let me know what you think about the Palace game. And what about this £150 million that Tottenham Hotspur have allegedly set aside for the January window? Now, it all sounds great, doesn't it? 150 million. We could buy 3 players at 50 million quid, all top quality players, hopefully. And suddenly we're looking like a different team. But let's be honest, currently the way Spurs are, with the uncertainty over Frank, I know club have come out and said Frank's going nowhere, but you cannot keep losing. At some point, Frank will get sacked if he keeps losing. Who is really going to want to join Spurs out of these top players? Who's going to want to actually come to Tottenham Hotspur? As a fan myself, I am very much like, well, Tottenham Hotspur, of course people want to join us. But being realistic, the current state that we're in, what kind of player are we going to attract? Are Man City going to let the likes of Savinho, the likes of Marmoush come and join Spurs? Would they want to join Spurs? I don't know, guys. It's a really tough one. This month for me is absolutely massive. It's a huge month for Tottenham. Not even month. It is a huge 2 weeks for Spurs, taking us up to January the 10th when we face Aston Villa in the FA Cup. If we haven't won a game by then, or if we've lost 3 and won 1, Frank is going to be under massive pressure. And for me, that FA Cup game will be the make or break, because you can get away with it, a bit like Ange did last season. You can get away with being really low in the table if you're going to win a trophy, if you're going through in the cups. But if you go out in the cup and you're terrible in the league as well, I think for me, that is when Frank could lose his job. So all eyes on January the 10th. Will we have signed a couple of players by then? As fans, we all hope that a couple of names come in, don't we? A couple of big names, a couple of players we can get excited about. But where? Where? A left winger? Definitely need one. A striker would be great. A midfielder? 100% we need a midfielder. A fullback? Yes, please. A goalkeeper? Definitely. We are short in so many areas. But what's the most important one? I don't know, guys. It changes from week to week for me. 1 minute it's a striker, then it's a left winger, then it's a goalkeeper. Now I'm thinking we desperately need a midfielder who's going to make the game tick and keep possession for Spurs. But we will see what happens. It's an exciting couple of weeks ahead, I think, for Spurs, because one way or another, I think we're going to know where we stand. We win the next 4, or we win 3 in the next 4. Fantastic. We go into that FA Cup game full of confidence. We lose 3 of the next 4. Wow, that FA Cup game becomes absolutely massive. Guys, drop a comment in, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Pure Coys.